All right, what we're doing today is I want to show you something amazing. I planted these apple trees, and I'll show you this. I planted these, and you can see that. I bought 3 apple trees and I believe it was a plum tree. My plum tree died. I don't know if I'm going to share that in a future video or in a previous video. I don't know which one I'm going to post first, but it died, and if you can remember, this is where I had it planted. This is actually a ditch that runs along the side of my property, separating my property from the property next door. And I didn't know this when I first bought this property, but look how wet this part of the land is. And I'm thinking it's because of that ditch, or maybe it's just the water table underneath the property. I have a plum that's doing good there. I'm not going to mess with it because it's doing well, but I also have another plum next to that one. I'm going to take it, I'm going to try to save it, take it out, put it in a pot, feed it, do whatever I have to do. Maybe next year that's when I'll try to redo it again for the spring. But what I want to show you today is something amazing. These apple trees, right? When I planted it, I had an okra come up next to it. Let's look at that. Almost as tall as me. I'm 6 feet. But I had this okra that came up, and if you can look here, I had this apple tree cut down. I'm gonna say I cut it here, as you can tell where I cut it at. When they told you, I think I bought it, it was this tall, and they tell you cut it back maybe a few inches or something like that, or to a certain, I don't know, 6 inches off of it once you plant it. And I bought these bad root, and this okra came up next to it. And I said, man, I'm gonna cut that okra down. I didn't even plant it, it just came up. So maybe it was in some of the soil that I had that I moved over, or maybe it was in the soil that came with the, I don't know what it was in, because it didn't really come with soil. So I did add some soil that I had. I don't know where it came from. I'm gonna show you something. If I can show you a backdrop. This tree was taller than that tree. But look at that. Look at that okra. And this is the apple tree. What it did was, I don't know if it's because of the okra tree. I don't know if it's putting nutrients and putting nutrients in the soil, or maybe they're in competition for something. But look at that apple tree. Look how it's keeping up. And that okra came up way down here. And when it caught up with the okra right here, when they got right here, they just started growing together. Just growing together. And it's still putting on. As that okra gets bigger, look at that apple tree. That's amazing. And look at this apple tree. I'm gonna put it this way so y'all can. Look how tall the other apple tree is. What you think? You think it's because of the okra? That my apple tree is actually in competition and is actually fighting and thriving? It's hot out here. I'm in Louisiana. It is hot as I don't know what. Tell me what you think. I don't know. I'm looking for someone that knows. I know, and I planted comfrey seeds on each one of my plants. Not one seed came out, and they told me to plant it. I see I got an ant pile here I'm gonna have to deal with. I'm gonna deal with that now. I have an ant pile that's came up. I'm gonna get that out of there. But tell me, can okra and apple grow together? Somebody tell me something. Till next time, we'll be seeing you. Peace.